I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body.
All right, guys. So we're actually doing another top 5 real quick, and it's the inverse of last week, wherever we did the top 5 worst video game movie adaptations, or just worst video game movies. And in this case, we're doing best. And we do have a special guest today. We have Alan. And actually, I'm going to force him to go first, Alan, since he was very...
Hello,
Alan.
Hello there.
Hello, Alan.
Hello there.
Yes, that's very
How
nice.
you doing?
We're doing.
How you doing?
So, I'm gonna actually. So, Alan, if you did not hear our episode from last week, we do this in the round. So everybody will go from their honorable mention, or in this case, it is honorable. If you have a number 6, if not, we'll just jump to number 5, and then we'll go up to 1 in rounds. You know, everybody will give their number 5, and then go up from there.
If you have one, like if I let's just pick one. I'll pick a bad one because we did them last time. If you pick the Doom movie, and I say my number 5 is Doom. If you have Doom on your list, you just say, hey, that's on my list too. Don't say, oh, that's my number 2. You just say, that's on my list also, and then we'll get to it when we come around to you.
Exactly that. Good on the rules?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to make you go first then.
This is such a fucking hard thing to do.
So do you... Exactly. So do you have a dishonorable or an honorable mention that wouldn't quite make the top 5?
No.
Well, then you suck.
Okay.
It's very hard to find a good
Make one up.
made into a
Now you were
and
rushing
like
us.
that, it's eliminated. So
You were rushing us, and now you don't even have a...
Okay, let us go, and then you can catch up.
in all fairness, we didn't mention to him to include an honorable
This is
mention.
true. That was our fault. I apologize.
So-
Alan, if you want to look through the list a little bit longer to pick an honorable mention, we'll go.
I'm not saying none of that. You fucking suck, Alan. I'm gonna fucking give this guy a free
Thanks for
beat.
coming to visit, Alan. Ricky talks a lot of shit. So, Ricky, you want to go first then?
No, you go ahead, man. You're after him. Go ahead.
Okay. I like how I'm after him. Okay, either way.
In my head, I don't know. I got it in a round in
You
my head.
should go first. Guests should go last.
I know, but I always make the guest go
Alan,
first.
There we go.
Shoky, me, then Mike.
Fine,
like that
I
in my
will
head.
go. I will go first-ish. So my honorable mention... So my honorable mention is the original Pokemon movie. The original animated one from, I think...
Okay.
Yeah, not 2000, because that was the second
the-
one. Yeah, the first
It was
movie.
98.
The first
Yeah.
movie. Literally, that's what it was called. Saw it in the theaters, was big on the Pokemon animated thing, played all the games at that point, was doing the fucking collector card game, all that bullshit. So, big deal, and it was like... It was cool because, let's see, was that the one? That wasn't the one that had...
It was
Yeah,
not.
that had Lugia
I'm
in it.
legend on a secret. It was never cool.
It was very cool, Ricky. You're just an ass. So either way, love that movie. It was that was Mewtwo. That's right. 2000 had Lugia, so that was the one that introduced Mewtwo, and they brought in Mew. They did the whole thing. It was pretty cool.
Fucking dorks.
Either way, that's
no.
No,
That is a
the
good
first movie had Zapdos.
no. But I'm saying that's one that had no. That wasn't. That was the Pokemon movie
Nah.
2000. The first one had Mewtwo.
Yeah, the first one he's right because that's definitely in my top 5. I'd go
Yeah,
5.
well.
So it's in. So it's in his list. So either way, so
Yeah.
Mike doesn't. Mike and Ricky both don't have a Pikachu. Not a Pikachu. A Pokemon movie. Spoilers.
That's not true.
Either way, so Mike's
You
going to
don't
go
know.
next because Ricky said he wasn't going to be next.
No, I didn't. I said I was after you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm not
Well,
listening.
My honorable mention would be Silent Hill.
Mm.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was
I don't
kinda
think I've
creepy and
seen it.
scary.
Yeah.
That was the one with that's Pyramid Head, right?
Yes.
Pyramid
Knife
Head.
Head.
Yes.
Knife
Yes.
Head.
Yep.
Or no, yeah, Pyramid
That-
Head. Knife Head is
Or
something
whatever.
else.
Yeah,
his
Pyramid
name
Head used to scare the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of his giant blade that he drags around.
Because
Yeah.
normally I'm not into horror or anything like that, really, because I think just horror is kind of ridiculous as it is anyway. But
True that,
you know,
true
it wasn't too bad. It was pretty good.
It captured the
Creepiness.
the creepiness, the
Did
weird.
what it said in
I played the
tin.
game.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't play Silent Hill. I played the other one.
The Hills Have Eyes. No.
House of Dead. Yeah, Hills Have Eyes or House of the Dead.
No, that's a different movie. No, House of the Dead was just a shooter game.
Yes,
that
that's
was
still
the
a game. You
arcade
said
shooter
I
game.
played a game.
No, I know.
No.
But I'm trying to think. Not Silent Hill. There's another one.
Silent Hill 2?
No. There's one that has
Silent Hill 3.
No.
Four.
God damn it! What
Silent
was?
Hill Evacuation.
Oh my god! I can't think of the name of the actual game. It had the dude, and he's got night
Resident
vision
Evil.
goggles on the cover.
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. Yeah, sorry, that's way
Not
off.
even
But
close
that's
to the
that's
same
not even
thing.
close.
Wow.
But that's where my brain went. No,
You
it's
are
like,
so drunk off of
no.
one
I
beer
know
right
what
now.
Silent Hill is.
Mike's like
No,
Silent Hill. I'm like, oh, I've seen that movie, The Ten Commandments.
No, I haven't seen
Yeah.
the movie. I said I hadn't seen the movie. I was talking about the game.
complete opposite of what
No, but my brain was referencing the title of the other one because I had that
Alan,
game.
you're our witness. This is what a half a beer and one whiskey has done to this man.
Nah,
That-
I'm
he's
not.
right.
No,
he's
this
had
is just me normal. I was like this last week
such a
sober.
lightweight. We're gonna have to train you in the ways of
I hate
alcohol.
everyone but Alan.
Oh, I feel loved.
There we go.
It's fleeting, dude. Don't get used to it.
I need more beer to take care of this. Is what happens.
Come up to
Alright, so is it my
Canada,
honorables
and I
now?
will train you
guess.
in the ways of alcohol.
Okay.
Come on, you.
Look, I had two honorables, but I bumped one. But then Shoki decided to talk shit, so I brought it back. So my honorable that I bumped and I brought back was Detective Pikachu, just so he could suck my dick about not having a Pokemon list on here.
No, you cut it
And
out,
then-
bitch. I don't even have that on the
and
list. I'm
then
editing it out.
My
I'm-
other honorable mention was the Street Fighter 2 animated movie. That shit was fucking awesome. Like
yeah, that would be my number 7.
It was
See, I
gorgeous.
cannot
They did a
tie
great
shit
job
and
with it.
actually just put it at a different rank. So, like, that would be my number 7.
That's cool. You can put it at another rank where we won't talk about it, or I can tie it.
Well, you said you had no animated movies in your list, so
No, I changed it once you started blabbering on about your bullshit. So I
Mhm.
changed it. It completely changed my list.
all right.
Like my list only has like
What
three
happened in
live
that
actions
movie?
on it.
What happened in that movie?
Which one?
The Street Fighter movie.
Street Fighter.
how
That
to
was it. Was the
fight.
one based. It was the one based almost entirely upon the game. Like it's almost an exact rip from the game. Like
Yeah, what happened in it?
Actually following the story and fighting each other and all that bullshit.
Okay. Moving on.
All right.
It's on Alan now. If you
Alan.
if you possibly have one.
Number 5.
Yeah, we'll just let him go. He didn't have an honorable mention. It's fine. Number 5.
This might sound really sad, but I like Sonic 2.
That's not sad.
Sonic 2 was good.
That's cool.
That's not
No,
bad.
that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I went to see it with my daughter and she liked it, so I actually kind of thought
I'm
it was
just-
funny. And the funniest thing is, I'm not a big Jim Carrey fan, but
Yeah.
he was good in it. It's funny, you know what I mean? It was
You mean at the
I
beginning
agree
when he's
on all
when
those
he's
points.
entertaining.
the
When he's
mushroom
on the
coffee.
shrooms,
When he's
tripping
on the
the balls
mushroom
out.
coffee that he's trying to make every morning.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
he's stoned out of his mind half the movie.
I agree, and I like it for the same reason. I took my sons to see
Oh.
it, so
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
I agree with you on that.
I don't like Jim Carrey as an actor, but that type of role,
I
It
mean,
wasn't
it's,
too bad.
it's him cranked
You
up to
know, he's-
11.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he's not that adult fucking over the top. He's kid friendly.
Yeah.
yeah.
True. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. In this movie, very much so. But I guess most of his movies are family friendly. And I say most because I
Mask.
know there's.
No, I think a lot of his early stuff and he wasn't kid friendly.
Not at all.
Yeah, but we're
The
talking like
Mask
his,
and Ace
I don't know, the
Ventura,
Mask-
his first like 5 movies versus the next 45. I mean,
It-
I did say most.
It still doesn't make them kid friendly. It just makes
No,
them
I said
less
most.
egregious.
yeah, I said most of his movie. Yeah, no. I mean, if the mask,
like,
if you remove the
you look
innuendos.
at the what he broke into movies what 93.
Thereabouts. Thereabouts.
92.
Yeah, only because In Living Color made him a little bit more. popular
92.
to get
Well, no,
him
he was
into
actually
movies.
he was in a movie in the 80s. What was that? First Blood or whatever, that stupid vampire movie?
Yeah, the Super Vampire movie. Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, it does. It counts as his first movie.
No, it
No, he
totally
wasn't
counts.
famous yet. He said broke
Well,
into movies.
no, but
He said broke
You're
into
dumb.
movies.
it was. Yeah. Okay. But I get what he's saying. Yeah.
But either way,
No, Sonic 2 was
Sonic
good.
2. Sonic
That was
2
a
is
good
his
number 5.
That's a good number 5. All right, so I'm going to go with the original Tomb Raider movie.
The
Angelina Jolie
As
No.
your 5.
as my number 5, yes.
Okay.
not no.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna agree with you on that.
You don't have to agree with me.
Agree
This
with
is
Ricky.
my list. So
That's right.
either way, the second one, way off. But the first one captured a lot of, at least in my opinion,
Yeah.
the Laura Croftness. Not to mention she's hot.
That is also on my
But
list.
I'll
So-
give you that, but that's what I'm saying is you when you and I talked last week, you said you hadn't seen the new one yet. If you
Yeah.
saw that one, you would not be saying that this one's the good one.
Well, therefore
Yeah, I
you
don't know
can't
about
hold
that.
the new one against me because I haven't seen it.
Kind of can.
I
I
have
don't know. I found
it-
the new one very boring.
I mean, I can't
You're boring.
if I had watched the new one between now and last week, maybe. But here we sit, and Angelina Jolie at that rate can sit on my face. So
Yeah, that's
moving
why you
on.
had your
God.
ankles fucking. You had your pants on around your ankles.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you can't watch that movie with pants on.
Nom nom
That's
nom
true.
nom nom.
And I'm pretty sure she manages to like fuck over Sean Bean in that movie, if I remember correctly.
That's true.
So
I thought that was one of the few ones where he actually survived to the end.
I'm pretty sure he died.
No,
Did he?
Plus-
pretty good.
Plus, in the fact that we got Mr. Barry, who also plays Rema in Red Dwarf, which I thought was a treat.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because he plays the
Funny that you
butler.
remember
yeah,
Red
that's
Dwarf.
that's actually true.
Oh God,
Dude,
yeah,
we're
I
super
love
nerds,
Red Dwarf.
Alan.
Dude, Red
We're
Dwarf
super
was
nerds.
awesome. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's class.
It's
We're
very
super
it's
nerds.
classic. All right, Mike.
Okay, my number 5, I would have to put the Spirits Within, the Final Fantasy movie Spirits Within.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good story. I mean, it wasn't, like a fantastic story, but at the time when I was doing 3D animation, and when
yeah.
did this come out again? This was
2000,
like early
2001,
2001,
2001-ish.
around there.
I was in
It was-
college, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty damn groundbreaking at the time for a fully
For a full CG movie that looked almost photoreal.
exactly.
You know, what's funny is this made Shoky's
So-
bad list.
No, it was
Wow.
outside of my bad list. But
Yeah,
it is
so-
on the
honorable,
bad
yeah.
list in comparison.
So looking at it from a technical standpoint, and like I said, the story wasn't, super great, but I put that as my number 5. It
Nice.
was good. I can rewatch it.
It's
I
fine.
can tolerate it.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
As a different podcast that I watch puts it when they talk about certain movies, it's fine and fun. Or fun
Yes.
and
It was a
fine.
fun romp. It was a fun romp.
Yeah.
Tis a joy to
it's
be
not
watching every
terrible.
once in a while.
Yeah, it's not connected to anything directly. Final Fantasy, it's
Exactly.
its own thing. It just
Yeah.
all it was testing out their graphics engine to make other things happen.
Yeah,
It was ahead of its time.
Oh, it's
it
definitely
was.
it was ahead of its time, but I mean, as Japan usually tends to be with technological advancements, like I said.
Weeb.
Either way, Ricky, what do you got?
Yeah.
My number 5 is the animated Dante's Inferno based on the game. And
I've never
that
seen that.
is
Dante's Inferno?
yes. Okay, so do you remember the Dante's Inferno game?
No,
Yes.
I
It
do
was like a
not.
God of War style game, but Dante's Inferno. That game will
Yep.
give you fucking nightmares.
Oh,
There is
goody.
one level where you literally have to fight your way through a bunch of fucking babies with like razor arms and stuff. And you have to kill them to survive because it's the third level of hell,
Huh.
whatever, where the aborted babies who can't get into heaven because they were aborted before they were saved.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
Because
that's
remember,
Sounds like a nightmare.
Dante's
very
no,
pleasant.
Dante's Inferno is based on
Oh,
Alighieri's
okay.
Paradise Lost.
I remember
Okay.
I never saw it or played it, but looking at the thumbnail, totally remember it. Yep.
So I had the game, and the game was awesome, and I have the book because I've read Inferno and I've read Purgatory. Those are the only two of
The original?
the books. Yeah, I have
Gotcha.
them
Okay.
in here. And it's transliterated. It's not the original. It's not in Italian. But
Did you say
it's
transliterated?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a
you
word.
mentioned Italian.
That's not a
Italian
word.
Wait. Yes, it is because you got translated where it's translated into Old English, and then transliterated is where they take that and they make it modern English.
Do
So it
they
actually is a word.
transliterate things into Canadadia?
I promise you, it's a word. I'll wait while you look it up.
I'm good.
So-
I'm
It
just
is
looking-
true.
I'm just looking
He
at
is
the
correct.
movie.
Yeah, but I had the books. I've read the first 2. I can't get through the third one, the Divine Comedy, but they were very interesting stories. It's actually a poem, but
Yeah.
then
It is.
the game was like crazy because they made it like a horror version. They took all that deep-rooted Catholic teachings of the different levels of hell, and they made it like horrifying.
Yeah.
And then they fucked up and made this movie. And this movie, I want to say it's on HBO Max right now. I'll have to look. It's either HBO Max or Netflix, and it's like a hard
Oh, shit.
R. Like it's
almost
rough.
knocked
It is
something out.
not something you watch around a child. Never.
No.
You know what's weird? I think I played the game. Like either me or a friend rented it because I definitely remember that.
Oh, I own it. I got it in here right now.
But
on
you
my
know what's
PS3.
funny is I don't see, like, I'm looking at where it is in the list because I wanted to see where it was.
It might
like,
not be in the list. Remember, I told you as soon as you
No,
put
it is.
animated stuff in there, I started running off.
No, it's in the
stuff off
list.
top of my head.
It says Dante's
Okay.
Inferno, an animated epic, but it must have been put out. No, it's just at the game publisher. It's got the. It doesn't say who made the movie or the animated part, unless it was Electronic Arts. So it could have been EA.
Might have been EA.
Yeah,
but it's good. Yeah, I
Okay.
suggest finding it and watching it. It's actually really good, and the graphics are really cool. They kept it almost old school anime looking, kind of in the graphics. It was pretty good, and then the storyline, of course, is a good story. So
cool.
That's my number 5.
All right,
Back to you, Alan.
My number 5 has already been mentioned.
Sure.
Okay,
What do we
what's
got?
your number 4?
Well, no, I said my number 5. So
No,
my
you know
your number
would
4.
be the-
He said 4.
Yeah, it would be the Pokemon first movie.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. Nice.
It was
That
the
means we
first-
don't have to talk about it. We just
No,
Well, let
like, it
him
was
talk
the
about what he
first
liked.
It was the first movie they did in a long time, not long, movie form, and it was a different story from the cartoon, and it was good. It was different, enjoyable.
And if you went to the original screenings, you got the Ancient Mew card, which is worth a
Yes.
decent amount of money now.
True. Is it really?
Yeah.
I
No.
don't think we had that here, so
I
Yeah.
got that somewhere.
Thanks for
Or
rubbing
actually, my
that
daughter
in.
does.
Look, I didn't rub it in. If you wanted to rub it after the fact, that's you.
Ooh,
Well,
and this escalated quickly.
It is 12:30, so if you want, I can jack it off.
No thanks.
Nice.
But
Thank God these cameras are off, folks.
yes, thank God the cameras are off.
Ricky, you know what I'm wearing.
Yes, we
Yep.
saw what you were wearing earlier.
He's wearing his Dick Roots and a T-shirt.
Yeah. This is true.
I'm not wearing the t-shirt anymore.
Oh God.
Oh, nice.
Oh God. Keep. Nobody else needs to know. Anyways,
We're gonna make
so
it.
so my
The Pokemon first movie was enjoyable.
yes, it was.
Yeah.
It still is. It's not bad.
It is. It
I
holds
think
up
I
fine.
think
got-
I watched it with my
got-
oldest because he's really into Pokemon.
You
so.
got the Tears of Pokemon saving Ash's life.
Yeah. Well, it was the
Was that the one with the
original.
big yellow bird thing that cries on him?
Nope.
No,
Oh,
this is Mewtwo.
This was
Oh,
Mewtwo
okay.
and Mew fighting it out for dominance.
The one
of
I think you're talking about is like the. Oh fuck!
He
I
said
don't
the
know, my
big,
kids made me
the
watch a
big
lot
yellow
of that stuff.
bird crying on him. I have no idea.
It looks like is it,
It's
not
a
the
rainbow
crying part
feather.
might be messing me up. It's like a big
It'll look
thing.
a feather.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know,
I-
oh,
it-
ho.
now one I
I know
probably
one of the ones he likes. It looks like Big Bird that's all strung out on
Yeah.
crack or something.
That would
That's
be-
the thing with the feather. It comes across
Yeah.
the feather. And he goes
Yeah,
on a journey and he
that's not
trips out
this.
and-
No.
Yeah, no, it's not.
No,
this one
no.
is.
My kids made me watch a
Oh,
lot of it.
ho.
Now,
Mhm.
if I was
Yo-ho,
doing,
yeah, that's
yeah, I mean, if I was doing a top 5 Pokemon movie thing, then it'd be a different story. But I can't include all.
But
of
we're
them on
not.
the
Thank
list.
God for small
Because
favors.
I have seen a lot of them, but not all of them. The Celebi movie was cool with the time travel aspect. And
Hey, so
meeting
what was
Professor
your
Oak as a
number
kid.
4, Shoky?
My number 4 was Shut the Fuck Up.
Hey, I got that on my list too. In fact, that's my number 4. You can shut the fuck up.
Actually, my number 4 was the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Nice. That is also on my list.
Yes.
That is
That's
on
not
my
number
list as
4.
well.
And like, I kind of want to like within this one, I would shout out the first 10 minutes of the new Mortal Kombat movie
Yes.
because it's so good. But like that movie captured
Yeah.
so much about the game with even with changing it. But like everything about it is perfect B movie level. Like everything, the acting is B.
Bridget Wilson.
Brigitte
Oh.
Wilson, all of the actors. That was a Brandon Lee Scott in that, or no, Jason
No.
Lee
Jason
Scott.
Scott Lee.
Jason Scott
Jason
Lee.
Scott
Sorry,
Lee.
I'm getting my
One
Power
beer and a
Rangers.
whiskey.
I'm getting my Power
One beer.
Rangers and my Mortal Kombat. I'm actually not even buzzed. It's weird.
You're talking about the '97 one, yeah?
Yeah.
No, the 95.
No, 94,
95.
95.
95. No, remember we looked it up because Street
95.
Fighter was 94.
Street Fighter was the year before. Yeah, that's right.
94.
So either way,
And that was in British
yeah, no,
Columbia.
Annihilation was our worst.
That was 97.
No, that
See,
was so
secretly,
bad.
Alan has been doing his worst list and just like.
Yeah. He hates video game movies.
So either way, the original Mortal Kombat movie still holds up. I mean, like the
I mean,
reptile CG kind of sucks, but other than that,
That was in Annihilation, not the first one.
I know. But I'm talking about the the first one had reptile getting thrown, the weird lizard CG reptile that was terrible.
Annihilation.
No, it wasn't. It was the first one because they were in
Where he became a
Outworld.
statue and shit.
That was the first one.
I don't
They
think.
threw him into the
I
statue,
don't know.
and then he
think
came
so
out and they
either.
fought him.
No, I think he's right. I
Yeah,
think he's actually
I
right.
am
pretty
right.
sure I'm right. No,
No,
he's not
I'm
talking about you.
right.
He's talking about I'm okay.
No,
I'll
I'm
wait.
right.
I'll wait for you to go Google that shit,
Reptile
yo.
was no, he was acting like a chameleon, like following them. Then he attacked them in the Hall of Statues. They
Yep.
threw him into a statue that absorbed him, and that was
Yep.
all in one.
I'm pretty sure that's 2.
It's not. It's all in one.
You could be right, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm 100% right.
Well, I
I
mean,
will
own
send
them.
you
I can go
the
and watch them.
fucking video link and show you that I'm 100% right.
Or while we're
So,
doing our list,
Ricky,
you can go
what's your
watch it.
number 4?
Actually, you're next, Mike.
No,
Aha!
no, I'm fine with that. I just wanted to continue.
There you go.
My number 4 would be Tomb Raider 2001.
Nice.
Yeah,
Damn, that was
just
whole
because
one.
Angelina Jolie, and I snuck away from the family to go watch it.
Can I
had an important meeting, and
Can I say something that may or may not be considered sexist?
you may.
She still had her original boobs in this movie. She had not yet had them removed for reasons of possible cancer, and so these were still her original boobs in 2001.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And as a
Yeah, they
young
were.
man of 18 when this movie came out,
Oh yeah,
I mean, I can appreciate this.
damn. So can I. It was such a good thing. Oh, God.
Okay, so the bungee scene, whenever they're like coming down and attacking her, and she's doing the bungee cord thing with her shirt like just kind of blowing in the wind, wearing like just the white linen. Yeah, everything about that scene. Not to mention it's guns,
Shower
hot women,
scene.
and shooting people, and
The after shower scene.
that
so
too.
good.
I forgot about the
Side boob.
yes. And let's not be and actually had her actual father in this movie playing her father.
Exactly. That's right.
With John Voight. So
Yep.
you know,
It was
R.I.P.
the first time and only time they were.
They were ever.
They were ever in a
together.
movie together. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Weird in all that
I know,
time.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't think
So
they were
that's-
on set together. I think they had that beef still, didn't they?
I think they still have that beef going on.
I think
unfortunately,
because
which
they were
is
never
sad.
on screen literally together.
Yeah.
It was
they
back
were
and
never-
forth.
Yeah, they did everything
So-
separate.
Yeah, it was a back and
Yeah.
forth, and that weird concrete tent thing that they had set up as a memorial in her garden in the
Yeah.
movie. See, I'm not that drunk. I can remember that fucking thing.
There we go. She
I
better
do need more
resolve
beer.
things before Daddy's gone, and then she might regret it for the rest of her life.
I thought
in
he
real
is
life.
dead.
No, he's not dead.
I thought John
He's
Voight was dead.
No, he's still quite alive.
He's
What am I
alive.
thinking of?
Oh yeah.
I could have sworn
I
John
don't
Voight
know.
died.
Anyway, Ricky, what
Moving
you
on.
got for your number 4?
I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
our guest appreciates that accent, but
Well, it doesn't
Final-
matter. I'm doing it anyway.
Oh, yeah, he ain't
Final
dead. My bad.
Fantasy Advent Children.
Okay. Yeah,
We-
that's a good one.
Yeah, we mentioned it
I-
last week.
I am not an RPG guy. It's not the game style that I like, but to this day, in my top 5 video games of all time is FF7. And I remember sitting down with my friend Jordan. We were there at Toys R Us, 9/9/97, early release date. Picked it up. We put over. That was the first game I ever put over 100 hours into it. We had to buy its own memory card for the PS1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like?
We
4
kept-
CDs?
Yes,
no, it was
3.
3.
I thought it was 4.
It was 3.
Was it
Okay.
3?
Nah, the
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII.
It was 3. It was 3.
Yeah.
3.
It had one on the front, it had one on the middle gray part. Then when you flip the gray part over, that was the manual, and then the
Wow.
last disc was on the back part.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it
3.
was,
Trust
it
me.
was,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was 3.
big. It was a big game.
I promise you.
Yeah. No, I
Oh,
think
yeah. No,
other,
I'm not
other
doubting
games
you. I'm
were
just
4.
trying to remember
Yeah, there were
because it was
definitely
a long time
Mist,
ago.
no, Mist had like 6 or 7 discs.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the
it
first
did.
one.
That was
that thing was
huge.
huge.
I was just double checking.
Yeah, but
Huge,
yeah,
huge.
we
Yeah.
bought the digital memory card, the one that had the little digital screen on it, so you could check that you could see
Nice.
how much memory was left in it.
Spend all that
And
money.
we wrote on it that, well, his family had money, so we were all about that life. But we actually wrote FF7 on it. That's the only
And-
thing that was allowed on that memory card. And if his
and-
brother even tried putting anything else on it, he'd fight him.
Yeah.
I will say this is also on my list.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous. It's a great continuation of the story. It was nice to get to see some of the people that we thought were gone from the game. It was just, they just did a great job with it, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yep. Moving on. Alan,
Alan,
Ellen,
number 3.
I like Detective Pikachu
Oh wait,
Nice.
nice.
because I think Ryan Reynolds is good in it, even though it's not a great movie, but it's different.
That is also on my list.
Would it have been better with Danny DeVito as Detective Pikachu?
No.
Because that was the original plan.
that
No.
would
No.
have been
That would have
probably
been-
hilarious.
I liked it because it made Pokemon acceptable. Like,
Fun.
I'm not trying to badmouth it, but Pokemon missed me. I was too old for Pokemon when the craze hit over here,
Yeah.
so I'd
Mhm.
missed out on it. So it was never
Right.
my thing. But now my oldest kid balls deep into that game and into that whole entire universe. He probably surprised the crap out of you guys what he knows. And
But I also
this,
think it's one.
I was gonna say this movie made it something that I could enjoy with him enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like he was in the movie theater geeking out over every little thing on the screen. I was just
Mhm.
enjoying the
But
movie.
you
so it was
didn't
a fun
like-
father-son.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have the Pokemon aspect. You just enjoyed the time with your son watching a movie.
Well, that and like literally, like I was just having him in my like I was like, well, what's that? And he would just break it down to me, and I enjoy letting him have that. Like I don't.
That's a
judge him
Mach-Up
for his
dad.
word.
Yeah.
That's an
Letting him
Arcanine.
share his geekness with you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like a good bonding thing
I-
with him. So
I
Yeah.
will say the only, and I won't say it's not really an issue with the movie, but it's one that like stuck with me was Ludicolo as the bartender in the bar, which is fucking freaky. Like imagine ordering a fucking drink from that thing and it just goes Ludicolo in your fucking face, and you're like, I don't know what that means, but fuck off. Just give me my drink.
I also think it's Ryan Reynolds as is not as stereotypical.
yeah,
He's always
He was-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
different.
now
he was almost more serious in this one.
very.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a kind
very-
of
yeah.
lighthearted way.
Yeah.
He was very The Proposal Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
not Deadpool.
Right.
Now I do love the mashups of Pikapool or Dedichu, like where it's
Yeah.
actually the Deadpool over the Pikachu. It just looks fucking cool as shit. So it's
Yeah.
like, can we make this happen, please? Like just full on cursing and killing Pikachu.
Well, all he would say would be Pikachu. So how would you know he's cussing?
Well, because in this movie he talked because he had a human soul crammed in his fucking brain.
Yeah, but only one person would hear him.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
only-
that was
only
interesting.
superhero
Actually,
show.
I think there was some interesting things in this, and I thought having the bad guy be
the leader of the Pokemon.
Oh god, no! What was his
Corporation.
name? It wasn't the leader of Pokemon Corporation. It was the guy who made that city. What's the actor's name?
Oh fuck!
No,
He's
I
not one
forget.
of the Scars guards, but I know who. You're talking about.
no. He's God,
He's
it's
always the
Bill.
bad guy,
It's
the
Bill.
English guy.
I think it's Bill something. Bill Nye. Bill Nye
Yeah.
being the bad guy and then fusing with Mewtwo. I was like, fuck. I was like, okay. And actually, this is kind of in a weird way, a live action spiritual successor to the original Pokemon movie. Because
Right.
they actually reference that movie in this movie.
They do actually. Yeah.
So it's actually really fucking cool.
That would be my number 3.
That's a good
Excellent.
pick, man.
That's a good pick, sir. And for my number 3, I'm actually going Final Fantasy Advent Children. So bumping it up from Ricky just by one notch. And by the way, watch the subs, not the dubs. Significantly better.
Lame.
Fuck a whole
Weeb.
lot of English language in my anime movies. But I liked how it dealt with Cloud dealing with the aftermath of the game, where he's like both this hero, but then he's lost his friends, he's lost Aerith, all this kind of stuff has happened.
What? I haven't finished the game.
And
Spoiler alert.
and hold on,
for a
hold on.
35-year-old game.
Hold on, I have to
Spoiler.
hold on, I have to add this caveat because I never got to finish the game. So I borrowed
What?
no, listen. I know how it went. I've seen all the things.
Fake
but
fan.
no, listen. The reason and this actually came up very recently at my parents' house. The reason I never got to finish the game, I borrowed it from a friend of mine so that I could actually play through the whole game. I got through disc 1, and I was kind of stuck right after you get through the casino, the weird casino level on disc 1. And so I was on
with Kate Sith.
yeah, so I was on disc 2, and I was attempting to install a PS2 in the dash of my car that I was building. So I had a full custom fiberglass dash, all this crazy shit. And I was,
Oh my god, you were trying to pimp your ride.
I was trying to pimp my ride. I'd already pimped the outside. I was
Ugh.
trying to pimp the inside. And my dad left the garage open for my mom, even though she wasn't coming home for another 5 fucking hours. And not only did all of my tools get stolen, not all of my stereo equipment that I hadn't installed got stolen, but so did the PS2 with the memory card and disc 1 in it.
Why would it be in a PS2? It's a PS1.
Because I didn't have a PS1 at that point. I had a PS2.
How old are you, and why did you have tools?
Because I've always worked.
He's a gearhead.
It's like I'm a gearhead.
Okay,
I work on
okay.
a petrol head. A petrol head, as I put it.
Okie dokie.
Yes. So I was building the car. So like my carry-on tools were stolen, and all the tools out of my toolbox were stolen. So they basically stole everything, including the subwoofers, the amp, everything else installing in the trunk, stole the PS2, all that. So I never got to finish the game because it got,
okay, that's a super sad story,
but you can't start it.
That happened.
Yeah,
but in
it's
this day and age,
but listen,
computer right in front of you, where you can play ROMs and beat it in like no time on your computer right in front of you.
But when that happened,
no quarter is given. No excuse. You suck for not.
Hey,
beating it.
Look, I'm talking about then. I'm not talking about now.
You said you still haven't beat it, so
I still haven't beat it
about now
because I don't have a PlayStation, Ricky.
Let's set up a GoFundMe page.
Ricky,
you don't need to. It's free on the internet. Go download the ROM and play it on your computer. I brought this up last week. Right now,
you told me I should play all these PlayStation games, and I don't have a PlayStation. I can't play these things.
Play it on your computer.
I'm not going to play it on my computer because I watched my old roommate try to do that with a fucking mouse and keyboard and watched him just completely fail because he refused to get a controller.
You can literally buy the PlayStation controller that plugs into your computer.
No, I'm just talking about in this case, he refused to actually. No, I'm sorry. This was the mobile port. It was somebody who put the ROM on his fucking phone. He's trying to play PS2 on his fucking phone. Like his early days fucking Android phone. Either way, moving
all these
on.
weird side shoot stories. Go fucking beat the game.
Either way, watch the movie.
So
the movie's fucking fantastic.
For SHOKY to get a PlayStation, and
yes, I would like a GoFundMe to give me a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So that I will play it once. Moving on to Mike and his number 3.
My number 3. Yeah, I'm gonna put that down as Sonic the Hedgehog.
See, okay, the original,
the first one.
The first one, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Just because I love the fact that, as you all know, when the original trailer came out, you know how Sonic looked.
The hair,
ugly Sonic.
The face, ugly Sonic.
Yes.
You know, as shown in Chippendales.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they act for once, and I know actually not literally for once, but you know that they actually listened to the fans and changed it to the way Sonic is supposed to look.
Did they? Or did they just put that out and they already had planned the original Sonic? Because they only had 6 months from that trailer.
Don't spoil this for me.
From the trailer to release date was 6 months. Do you think they completely redid all visuals in 6 months?
Now, I think
either way, you know, they listened. Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of the fans were very appreciative of it, which made this a big hit.
Yeah. To the point that they made a second one.
And then again, leading to Sonic 2, right? Which
I think the story was better in 1. I think story-wise was better in Sonic 1. But I like Sonic 2 better. Yeah, because Jim Carrey was still trying to be Jim Carrey in number 1, but he didn't have the excuse of the shroom tea to be acting that way. So it was very out of place for him to be acting that way. But it made sense in the second one for him to be acting that way. So I prefer the second one, but as a story and a cohesive storyline, the first one was better.
So does that mean that Sonic 2 is on your list?
No.
So you prefer it, but it's not on your list.
It was not my list either. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but you know, there was just maybe a couple of others that I just
Sonic.
I prefer it to this one he's talking about, not to my entire list of movies.
So Sonic 1 is on my list.
Yeah,
nice.
Okay.
All right, where are we at?
So my 3.
Yes,
Mortal Kombat. Because just like Shoki tried to outshine my Final Fantasy VII, I'm outshining his Mortal Kombat because I'm bumping it up a little.
I would like some outshining.
Well, that is on my list too.
It's great. So then Mike's going to bump it up even further, so even better. So that was a great movie.
It's like
great movie. That soundtrack to this day, I'll still put in that
Hold on.
soundtrack and listen to it.
Hold on, Ricky, though. Do you have the movie soundtrack or do you have the Mortal Kombat soundtrack?
Both.
I know that sounds like okay. So
Ooh.
that original Mortal Kombat
Both.
soundtrack from oh god, what was the artist called that they put it out under?
Not the Chemical Brothers, but I know who you're talking
No,
about. It was
yes.
like,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was fantastic. So it's an album based on Mortal Kombat, but not within the game or the movie. That is a fantastic soundtrack.
That's the one that has Joe's Jam on it, the Chinese Ninja Warrior.
Chinese Ninja Warrior. Yes. Sub-Zero. The Sub-Zero track is fucking fire.
Yeah.
So fucking no pun
Joe's-
intended.
that's
That is
Joe's
fire.
Jam.
Yeah.
It's
I
not-
still
it's
have
not
that
fun.
somewhere. I swear to God, I have that somewhere.
I have both. I don't have them physically anymore. Physically, I had the actual soundtrack where it was
Dude.
the music from the movie. I have that still.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I had both on CD.
So
Remember
now I
the
just have both.
did you ever have it on cassette
Le-
though?
I
'Cause-
think I had
Because I had it on
not the
cassette.
soundtrack one. I had the other one, the actual like songs. I had
Yeah,
that
yeah.
on cassette.
So I had
Right.
the quote unquote Mortal Kombat album on cassette due to my best friend who also had it, and then I bought it on CD when it came out there.
Yep. I still own my very first cassette that I ever had since I was 6 years
Yeah.
old. I still own it.
Oh god,
Sweet.
I'm hearing it's
The Outfield Play Deep.
I'm hearing it in my mind. I'm hearing that shit in
The
my
Outfield.
mind now. Was it
The Outfield Play
Immortal
Deep album. I've had it since
something?
'86.
Alan, you're number 2.
Alan.
This might be controversial,
It's not.
but
Maybe.
it holds kind of some meaning to me. It's the Uncharted movie.
Oh, nice.
I haven't seen it yet. The new one.
Huh.
Yeah,
With
it's
Tom
not
Holland.
the best. It's not the best, but it does what it says in its tin, and it holds a bit of meaning.
Is he a good Nathan Drake though?
He's okay.
Okay.
Who's okay?
It's a good movie. It's not a great movie, but why I hold it, it's similar to the game. Not 100%, but
Mhm.
I enjoyed it.
Because
Yeah,
I love
I-
the games.
I've
I love
yet-
the games, and I'm waiting to see it because I do like Tom Holland, and I don't care about the age thing that everybody's making such a big shit about. I don't care
that's
about
not
all
a
that.
big thing. But if you go into it open-minded and kind of no expectations, you'll enjoy
Mhm.
it.
Cool.
Okay.
I did.
Good.
I just never
it's-
got around to watching it, but I will.
It's
Yeah,
an okay movie. Like if
I've
you
thought
go
about
in there,
buying it.
I wouldn't buy it. Watch it, rent it, whatever.
I assume that's what
but
he
yeah,
did.
no, I liked it. The story is good. There's one or two issues with it, with the way it runs, kind of one of the things, but that's nitpicking. But it's enjoyable. It's a movie to watch once, and then you'll have a good night, and
Does Mark
Right.
Wahlberg improve it or make it worse?
ooh,
Him as Sully was my biggest nitpick.
Yeah.
Like, could it have been
See,
someone other than Mark Wahlberg, and you would have been slightly more happy?
No. because
What if
then
it had
you'd be
been Sir Sean Connery?
like, no.
No.
You see, that's a character because you're going by what the game. It's such a no spoilers for the game, but that character is a cool character.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Sean Connery, how can you not?
He's
go
too
with Sean
old.
Connery?
He's too.
He's not even
he's
acting
dead now.
anymore.
Well, that and he's dead. So
Daddy's also dead. Yeah.
I think I forgot
that
he
would be
died.
a slight hindrance.
So I think if like Mark Wahlberg, he's good enough, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
who else would have gotten?
Now you said you have a special like attachment to it about why you like it. Go into that. What's the thing what's your attachment to it?
That's to do with my missus. She
Oh,
loves the
okay.
games. She loves the
Okay.
games,
Oh,
and she's got a connection to the games and kind of more personal kind of thing to it, which I don't know about. So
Sweet.
we enjoyed it. We went. It was one of our dates after our second. My second daughter was born. It was one of
Nice.
our first kind of date movies that we kind of got out. We went for dinner and shit like that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a
that's cool.
Nice.
That's
personal
good.
touch to that movie. So like people might go, "That's a shit movie," but for me, I enjoyed it. It did what it is
But-
in the tin, and it holds kind of sentimental and personal thing to me. and-
Look. Other
Yeah,
people,
you know what?
other
In my
people's opinion
case,
don't
who cares
matter
what
here.
anybody thinks. If you like it,
At
you
all.
like it.
Dude,
But
we're
it's-
gonna
it's-
argue with you. We're gonna tell you you're wrong. It doesn't matter. It's your opinion
exactly.
on something.
Exactly.
Because like, I hate the Bayformer films,
Yeah,
but the Age of Extinction holds a special place for me because that was one of the first dates that my wife and I went on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a movie to watch that you'd be like, you come out and go, oh, I enjoyed it, or I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's a movie that I think it's two hours and something, that you'd be like, yeah, you know, I didn't waste that 2 hours, or I didn't. Sorry, go on.
Well, outside of your sentimental attachment, is it at least fine and fun, or fun and fine?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'll go watch it then.
The only bad thing that I came out of that movie was I was sitting next to fucking 4 girls that wouldn't shut the fuck up talking.
Oh god, dude. Okay,
so you're
Teenage
nicer than me
girls
because
in a
I will tell
should
people to
not
shut the fuck
fucking
up.
go to movies and go.
I agree.
It's like shut the fuck up. Go to McDonald's or go to fucking.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I mean? That was the only bad thing I took out of that movie. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it.
And Shoki, I heard your I'm sorry for my movie with Kara. You don't need to be because I was too busy to be watching the shit that was on the screen anyway.
And then I'm happy for you because I watched that movie. I watched that movie intently and took notes the whole time so that I could review it when we got back.
Ew.
And like me and my buddy Nick reviewed it, and that is such a fucking terrible movie.
I never saw that full movie until about 3 years after it was on
If
DVD.
you touched more fun things than you saw on the screen, you're much better off.
Yeah, I think I actually paid attention to about 30 minutes total of that whole movie.
Oh, good. Then you were fine. Don't ever watch it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should say, don't actually watch it. Just do things with your wife instead.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are at number 2.
Your number 2.
Yes, which is Detective Pikachu.
Nice.
So we're good there.
Awesome. On my list as well.
And here's the thing. So for me, it's one thing to go watch a nerd movie on something that I grew up loving, right? But I took the wifey to go see this movie, and she loved it. Like, absolutely loved it. So I consider her as part of the general population. Like, I've gotten her into nerd stuff. Like,
but she's a normie.
Like, she only knows nerd things because her name is directly related to a Marvel character, and then that's how I got her to watch nerd stuff. So from there, like, one of the sexiest things she has ever said to me is, "Baby, can we go to bed and watch The Flash?" And I'm like, so, and that's all, and that's all on me. That is 100% on me. She was absolutely not remotely nerdy at that point. And I took this woman to go see the Detective Pikachu movie, 2 years ago? Was it 2020? And she got teary-eyed through it, in the sad moments. And anything dad related with her means something because her dad passed away when she was young. And her mom passed away even younger.
Yep.
So, like, to have a touching story even told through the lens of Pokemon, of all fucking things that she has very little reference for, and for it to be a good movie that a normie enjoys, like, that says something for a movie for me. So, that's where that's at number 2 for me.
Good. That's a good one. Mike, you're number 2, brother.
Also Detective Pikachu.
Yay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Only because he
says Pikachu, eh?
Well, it's a Canadian too, which makes it American 5.
Pika, eh?
He says Putin. So
well,
no, only because our oldest daughter, she's in college to study game design all the way in Michigan right now. She's been there for like almost 2 years at this point.
Oh wow.
And she is a major ever since Pokemon first came on the big on the TV. She is literally Pokemon immersed.
She's a Pokehead.
And yeah, she's a Pokehead, and her biggest dream, and this is why she's in college right now, is to work at Nintendo, but more ultimately work for the Pokemon company.
Work for Game Freak or the Pokemon company.
No, I want you
the Pokemon company.
Yeah.
So when
we realize what Mike just said is one thing that I've seen a prevailing thing through all of our list. We're all nerds and we've all enjoyed it, but almost every single one of these things on our list has a tie to a family member or a loved one.
Yeah,
exactly.
For us personally.
Yeah.
And when we saw this, like, I knew, like, she knew everything already about the movie before the movie ever came out.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy that for over the past few years before the movie came out, he would do these realistic versions of Pokemon.
Yeah.
and he would post it online. If you know exactly who I'm talking about,
I know who you're talking about.
I've seen the pictures.
And when the movie was in development, they actually went to him to develop what they would look like on screen.
Yes.
Right?
That's pretty cool.
And so, like, she knows all of this. And when we went to finally see it in theater, you know, she was like totally beside herself. And if there was any little indiscrepancies, like, no, such and such Pokemon wouldn't do that, or wouldn't do this, or they should have done it this way, or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, but overall, she was just, I mean, she was squealing with Ryan Reynolds being Pikachu, right? It was like literally sheer perfection for her, pretty much.
Okay, so quick question.
Yeah.
For everybody but Ricky, apparently. so favorite Pokemon that they made real in this movie?
I have an answer to that.
Okay.
I told you my kid goes through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your favorite realistic looking Pokemon in the movie?
Oh boy, that's a good question.
I'm gonna go Bulbasaur. I'm going Bulbasaur because I chose Bulbasaur as my Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
Opening.
See, my kids, I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. Most of y'all don't know, because I'm an old school gamer. I have old school, like I have an NES and an SNES and a 64 all hooked up to my TV.
Yeah.
My kids love to play old school games.
Okay.
I actually, for Christmas 2 years ago, Kara and I bought them both Game Boy Colors, and they have all of the Pokemons: blue, silver, red, green. They have all that.
My daughter has Pokemon Yellow with the
Pikachu, with the surfboard, all that.
No, with the Pikachu color Game Boy.
Oh, I got you.
That's cool.
The yellow color.
Yeah.
That's
I got it for
impressive.
Christmas.
That's impressive.
Right? Yeah.
All right. So everyone else is
easy to find. With me, I enjoyed Squirtle in the actual Pokemon cartoon, but I loved Snorlax in the movie.
when it's in the middle of the street and they're directing traffic around it.
Yeah.
Yep.
When the Machop
was like, you know what? That's me right there.
All right.
Snorlax and Mewtwo were my favorites in the movie too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're my favorite.
Okay.
Alan?
Mine's probably going to be pretty boring, but I like Charizard because he's angry and
In the fight, when it comes out.
boring.
Yeah. No, that's not boring at all.
No,
dude,
that's really cool.
Dude, when Gyarados came out in that battle though against
yeah.
Pikachu was pretty fucking awesome because you know that bullshit would happen in the middle of a battle. It's like, oh no, the fucking train.
Is it train?
That's Mike.
Yeah.
The Magikarp.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, the Magikarp suddenly comes out in train form apparently. Oh my god, a Gyarados train. Why was that never in the anime?
Is that like Human Centipede?
No, it's not, but it could be in your world. That's a complete
the movie.
Nope. Human Gyarados is not a thing, as far as I can tell. But either way, moving on.
I guarantee there's fan fiction somewhere.
Probably, especially with a gaping mouth that never closes.
Oh, okay. So my number 2 is Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
I know a lot of people give it flack and they dislike it, but I don't give a fuck about other people's opinions of this movie.
I wish I could
enjoy
give
the
it
fuck
flack
out of this movie. And I'm a huge Assassin's Creed nerd. We've talked about it before. I own them all. I have the novels. I love anything. History was my big thing in school, and I love it's historical fiction, and I love anything I love movies that do that, TV shows that do it. If you got something like that, I will watch that shit. If they made a Pokemon fucking show that was like historical fiction based, I would be the number one fucking fan of it. No. Anyways,
I was gonna say I think they've done something similar.
So like I would be like, that's my thing. That is my jam. There's only one thing in my world that tops historical fiction.
Nice.
And nerd wise, and I loved it. I hate the arm thing. We've talked about that. I hate the
animus.
I hate how they ran the animus because it changes important parts to things that happen in the games.
Yeah, there's no attempts to kill them in their sleep. Things like that.
Other modern people have to be on guard around him, and that plays into the stories of the games. And by being able to make him move and attack and do shit while he's attached to the animus, that it kind of
making it a semi-awake VR world changes it a lot more than just a dreaming state.
I thought it was beautiful. I thought the music was beautiful. I thought the casting was great. Fassbender is probably one of my favorite modern actors. Like pretty much anything he's in
good.
that I've ever seen, I love him in it.
He's a good actor. I think the story though was pretty letdown of the movie.
Yes, and a lot of people say that because they wanted something more tied to the games, and that's one of the reasons why I actually like the movies is because it wasn't attached to the games. They couldn't fuck it up. They couldn't fuck up any kind of timeline in the game because this movie was not directly attached to it. It was an offshoot.
That makes sense.
In
Yeah,
the same universe.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah,
That's true.
So I get why people don't like it, but that's actually one of the reasons why I do like it because it when you like listen to our negative list that we did last week, a lot of it has to do. They changed so much of the game. They changed this. They changed that. Well, they couldn't do that. With this because
it's just
it wasn't
dog shit
directly
as a movie.
I wouldn't have it in a negative list because it's not on either list because it's its own kind of movie.
Well, the main reason I brought
neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we brought it up in the context because Ricky had Prince of Persia as one of his number ones, and I said a lot of people feel that way about this movie
Assassin's Creed
because it's changed up so much.
And you can't those two comparisons make me want to punch people in their dick holes because that is trash.
But that's for you though. Other people can feel that way.
Yeah, but nobody in here said this movie is trash like Prince of Persia.
To be fair, I haven't seen it.
Bad, but it's in that kind of.
I only got so far in it, and I never finished.
I never saw either, so I can't compare to the game. Period.
Yeah,
I could just compare if it was a good movie or not.
So
Prince of Persia games were awesome. Movie was trash.
Once again, I am sans PlayStation, so therefore,
yep, you're lame.
So actually,
so that was my number 2. So
moving on
number
to
one.
number 1.
This is going back a very long time, but
number 1 by Alan is
Super Mario Brothers.
Nice.
That is our lowest. That's our number 5s and or dishonorable mentions.
Honorable mention on mine.
It's brilliant.
No, we loved it, but that's why we couldn't put it in the worst list.
It wasn't on our worst list.
It was so bad, but we loved
mention,
it.
Being one of the first or the first actually.
Yeah.
Like it's bad, but it's enjoyable now.
Yeah.
And I can forgive a lot of the silly shit that's in it.
It's not a Mario movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo. Yep.
Oh god.
And what was the bad
Dennis
guy's
Hopper.
name?
Koopa. Dennis Hopper played Koopa. Yeah.
You know, it's what, 90?
Oh,
93?
93. Same year as Jurassic Park. Think about that.
You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
I like that. That's a good pick. I like that's a good one.
I was never I never owned a Super Nintendo. I had a Game Boy, but I never really had the nostalgia to Mario going, oh, Super Mario SNES and all that. But that was my kind of connection to Mario, and it was kind of funny in a kind of stupid way because it was.
Oh yes,
it's so campy.
Movie.
It's a terrible movie, but it's fun.
But exactly.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with the source material except for names and situations. But one thing I forgot about this, I was thinking about this movie as I was listening back to the podcast, and I forgot that the reason why that the Dino world evolved a little bit differently is they had no sun. So they invented electricity to power their things, and they had no fossil fuels because there were no dinosaurs that died and quote unquote turned into oil.
Fossils.
So they everything was on an electrical grid like bumper cars. I remember that from the movie. I was like, damn. I was like, I forgot about all that stuff, but our discussion about it, I was like, they invented an entirely different way to run their world that I'm sure many people nowadays would be like, oh, hey, completely making electrical, everything's electrical. Yeah, it works. And it's not battery powered. So just think about that.
Think about it.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
If you think
we talked about that too.
Like
that was one of the things Shoki brought up. He's like, do you think they'll put out a 35th anniversary version of it? And I was like, I hope they do because I want to watch the behind the scenes stuff. Just Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo just sitting around shooting the shit and clowning behind the scenes. I bet you that was hilarious to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Who played Daisy in that? That's the one thing I want to know. Oh, by the way, it was not Princess Toadstool technically.
It was Daisy.
It was Daisy. So it was really interesting.
Which I love. They retconned and added Daisy. Yeah, they retconned it and added Daisy into the Mario worlds after that.
Yeah, technically speaking, you're right. Yep.
She's the yellow princess that you play as, like in any of the
brown-haired yellow
stuff.
Yep, exactly. Let me see who it was because I'm interested now.
Samantha
Mathis. What did she ever do after? I mean,
Wasn't
she looks
she
familiar.
In Sliders?
Broken Arrow.
I
Hold on.
think.
Broken Arrow was great. Yep.
Broken
she was the park
Arrow,
ranger.
Pump Up the Volume, Little Women, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. Oh, she was in the first Fern Gully.
She's in the Punisher 2004 movie.
Oh, no shit. I didn't see that.
Yeah, the
wow.
Thomas Jane one. Yep.
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. American President, Jack and Sarah, Atlas Shrugged, Part 2. I didn't know
American
they
Psycho.
I don't remember her in that.
It must have been a smaller role. I didn't see that.
It might have been a smaller role.
Oh, because I don't have enough. Oh, there we go. Yep.
But
Yeah,
the
it doesn't even have her name listed on that.
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
Shoki.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to my number one. Give me a second. I got to go back to my list. Okay, so my number one was actually Sonic. I'm on my phone and I'm looking these things up. So, Sonic original was my number one, and I had a hard time choosing between that and Detective Pikachu. Somebody's getting some Star Wars on.
That's not
Whose
like
phone is
Star Wars
ringing?
fanfare.
That was not me.
That was 100% the Star Wars opening crawl.
I just got some news that what I'm getting. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Nice. No, that's good. No, we love
good.
Star Wars.
That was very good. Yes. So Sonic movie, we've talked about it a lot already. And it was a toss up between that and Detective Pikachu because both were kind of equally good, but I don't really want to do ties. So it's like, I already had a hard time coming up with a number 6. So coming up with a tie there would have sucked. But like, I think even at least in the first one, the human characters were bearable, which is why I went with it over Sonic 2 on the list, because I think in Sonic 2 they struggled to find something for the human character to do other than Robotnik. So
yeah, I can see your point there. Actually.
The entire wedding scene was absolutely ridiculous and a detour they didn't need to make. Him accidentally giving her a Sonic ring instead of the proper ring, and then the wedding being undone, all that kind of stuff. But we're not here to talk about the weirdness of Sonic 2. We're here to talk about the goodness of Sonic 1, because even whenever he powered up, and even with the Fast and the Furious from his family, to beat Robotnik, I was like, I actually enjoyed so much of this movie. Like when he reads through the entire stack of Flash comics, like in an instant, he's doing everything in his power to keep himself from being bored. But all he really does is watch people living their lives. Like, so him growing up on Earth is basically just picking whatever sitcom he wants to watch by watching whichever house from the garden or from the hedges.
Exactly.
So he has
on the schedule.
But he has all the pop culture references from the 90s and 2000s.
Yep.
All this kind of stuff. And I like that there was payoff, in Sonic 2 from the opening events of Sonic 1. So it's like, I like how they at least rolled those things together, to make it, while there's some issues with Sonic 2 and like why the story unfolds the way it does. But Sonic 1 in and of itself is a much better comic book movie, strange adaptation to the original character, but they kind of had me with the whole, his original world was literally like Green Hill Zone 1, where he grew up. And then
and I was totally okay with that.
Yeah, and that was fine. And so like I loved it once, like Mike said, once they fix the CG and stuff like that, quote unquote, fix the CG instead of just showing you some dog shit to get you really super interested in the movie and then putting out what they actually had the whole time. I give them credit. They did bump the release date back like a couple months just to make it seem like they were doing any actual work. But, and I like James Marsden.
You forgot to tell everybody put on their tinfoil hats before you started blabbering.
So James, is it James Marsden? Is that the
James Marsden?
Yeah, yep. I actually like him. Yeah, I like him in this role. Like it's silly, but it works as Donut Lord. Like it just yeah. So, and I'm not gonna lie, Detective or Agent Stone. I said Detective Agent Stone, who works for Robotnik. His sole purpose is to make lattes.
Sidekick.
Yeah, the sidekick for him, and I love him in both these movies. He's like, but when Robotnik yells at him, of course I want your lattes. I love the way you make them. And like, he's so angry, but appreciative in the same sentence. It makes no sense. And that resonates with me completely. So I'm on board with the original Sonic movie for my number one.
Nice.
Right,
so
cool.
Mike, you're number one, brother.
My number one, actually, it's kind of weird because it's kind of a tie between two movies.
God damn it! Stop with the ties. Pick one.
I can't. Right?
All of you tell me how to make my list.
Because exactly right. Because
fucking ties.
One movie is more 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 recent than
more
the other
Mogwai?
one.
Yeah.
But the more recent one is more of a nod off to nostalgic video games than the other one. Okay.
Okay, so
You
give
gonna
us
say Mortal Kombat?
give us one then the other.
So one is Mortal Kombat. Okay, the
Yep.
first Mortal Kombat movie.
The original?
Okay. The original.
Okay, gotcha.
From 95.
95.
And yeah, because it was like probably the first video game movie that I actually saw in movie theaters.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and I watched it with my dad. And
So
you know, because
nice.
he didn't know anything about the video game, but you know, just that, you know, but he was always kind of into like, you know, the fighting kind of kung fu kind of movies.
Like
And
martial arts,
yeah, and he thought it was kind of that, right? But I knew different. But we both came out still impressed and still liked the movie, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
For just two different reasons you enjoyed.
Yeah,
the
for
movie.
two totally different reasons. And you know, I mean, come on, Goro, you know, you just see all these kind of classic characters. And I mean, yeah, I know Goro by today's standards, you know, looks pretty
I'm not even talking
bad.
about that. I'm talking about how they threw him to the wolves in the new
Well,
one,
I
dude.
know, you know, but it was fun. I mean, yeah, the second movie was like total dog shit, of course, but
Yeah, that's why
You
it's
know,
all
before
at
you
the
go
top
into
of our
your
list.
it was the
Hi.
first one.
Yeah.
Before you go into your
Right.
tie wire, we're still talking about the 95 Mortal Kombat. I
Yep.
forgot to say this when I was talking about it earlier.
Right.
There's a little tiny movie theater here in this town, in the town where I live in. Well, my
Yep.
grandma lived in the apartment complex right behind it.
Oh, yeah.
And she lived there for like 30 years. And my uncle had come to visit. And my parents divorced when I was young, sad story, blah, 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 blah. So my uncle always did like the father stuff with me, you know, like the birds and the bees talks and sports
Yeah.
and all that kind of shit. Well, he told my nana and my mom, he's like, hey, we're bored. We're going to go over here and see Lion King. And I was
Interesting.
like, okay. Because Lion King was still out in the theater at this little one still at the same time. And I'd already seen it and I already liked it. You know, Lion King's still my favorite Disney cartoon movie.
Right.
But like, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm bored. I'll go watch it again. He's like, we're going to go over there and then we'll go over to this place called Doritos and get a slice of pie. I'm like, okay, cool. So we go over there and we get right in front of the theater. He pulls me to the side, like he puts me up against a wall, like he's about to beat my ass. He's like, if you tell them, I will beat you. I'm like, what? And he goes up to the thing. He's like, 2 for Mortal Kombat. So he snuck me out to go see Mortal Kombat without telling me we were going to see Mortal Kombat.
Sweet.
And it was fucking phenomenal because my uncle, he did the back then he was a lot cooler than he is now. He's an old man now. He's still cool though, but
Yeah.
back then he was the one who would sit on the floor and play Mike Tyson's Punch Out with me for hours when I was a little kid, like in like 86, 87. We just played over and over. He played games with me. So he had been watching this movie come out and knew I was still in the games as a teenager and was like, and he snuck me over there and he just said, if you tell them, I will kill you and then I will never do anything fun with you again. And so we saw Mortal Kombat. We went over and had a slice of pie. We went back and because I'd already seen Lion King, my nana was like, so how'd you like the movie? And I just started rattling off about Lion King. Oh, it's so sad his dad died, but there was a funny bird. Like I just rattled off Lion King like it was something that Paul, my uncle, he would laugh about it like for years afterwards. He's like, man, you had that movie down pat. I mean, you cover both of us. So yeah, anyways, your tie. I just want to tell that story because I forgot to tell it. I thought about it when somebody else brought up Mortal Kombat. I was like, shit.
No, that's cool. So, okay, so my tie, and I know probably a lot of you are going to disagree with this, okay, but I don't care for nostalgic reasons. That's the reason why I also like this movie a lot, is Pixels with Adam Sandler.
That's not a video
Pixels.
game
It's
adaptation.
not a video game.
It's it's not a video game adaptation per se.
That's
but
what this
it's
list
based,
is.
No, I know, but it's like based off of all those old video games.
I get where you're coming from. It has video games in it and video game stuff, but it's not a video game adaptation.
No, because
I do like the movie.
You know,
I'm in agreement with you. I enjoy that.
Because you know what? Because it's got Pac-Man, it's got Space Invaders, it's got Donkey Kong.
It's all the old Atari stuff.
It's the old classic arcade games, right? And I know, it's not an adaptation from a video game series.
Sorry, I missed
so therefore
out.
It does not belong on this list.
I missed. So what was the?
He chose Pixels.
Pixels.
Okay.
You know, and I know it's not an adaptation, but it's just a sheer homage to.
It's on the list, so it counts.
No, it doesn't.
It's on the list. It counts. We talked about it.
I don't give a fuck what's on that list.
Because I mean,
I
how
do.
do you do a video game adaptation, say on Pac-Man or Space Invaders or Centipede?
You do like you did with Sonic. In Space Invaders, they have done.
But you know what? This
5
came out in
million.
2015 instead of like 2020. So you know what? I kind of put it in there because I mean, again, you know, say with Pac-Man, you know, being chased by ghosts or eating ghosts.
So
how do you kind of?
So hold on.
You know,
real question though: if Pixels makes the list, does War Games make the list?
Pixels does not make the list.
It does.
It's a fun. No, it doesn't.
Because it matters that these guys play video games.
But it's not. We're doing video game adaptations, not movies that have video games in it.
We didn't say that. We just said video game movies.
Yes, we did.
Nope. You go back to what I said. You said adaptations.
Top 5 video game adaptations.
You said adaptations. I said video games.
Okay, we'll see.
So for me, that's why
I still liked it. I do agree.
Very nice nod off.
It is good.
All the classic arcade games.
And
I did enjoy that movie.
You know, it is a good nod, but I kind of would side to Ricky. But it is a good kind of nod that it kind of has that kind of different.
I think
yeah. I mean, you got Kevin James, who I like Kevin James. I do like Adam Sandler. Right. He doesn't act like, you know, like a complete goof like from his earlier movies. Let's say, you know, Peter Dinklage.
Dude, like, hold on, but who Peter Dinklage is playing matters.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the king of Kong.
Guy, he's playing the guy who cheated the Kong.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know,
so wait,
and then Josh
does
Gad,
his
you know, he
does
finally
his
gets
movie
the girl
count?
in the end, right, based off of another video game character.
Mm.
It's funny.
Hold on, is King of Kong on here, or what is the name of that movie where he?
So, anyways, my number one should be of zero surprise to anybody who knows me.
I'm surprised already.
I am quite all right with the fact that I'm the only one who remembered to bring this up, and it is a tie, and you'll understand why as soon as I mention it.
Okay.
Batman: Mask of the Phantasm and
whoa.
Sub-Zero.
Hold on. How are you going to claim the Mask of the Phantasm was a video game movie?
It absolutely was a video game because I used to play it, motherfucker.
The game came out after the movie.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Would that be more of a comic book?
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That game came out because of the movie, not the other way around. Don't me.
Comic book character.
Yeah, so there's not even a Batman. The only movie that's on here is Assault on Arkham. Batman Mask of the
Arkham.
It's not a movie that is based.
It's not based on a video game because there's no video game called Assault on Arkham. So
that's based on the Arkham Knight games in a way. But either way,
it's an offshoot. It's the same universe.
Yeah, but Mask of the Phantasm is the reverse thing that we talked about doing, which was
okay, cool. Then I'll say that. That's my number one for when we do that list.
Okay, cool. Future list. Right, so what's the other one again?
Future list. Then Dead Space, because I did like.
Okay.
I love those Dead Space games, and they made I want to say like 2 or 3 animated movies.
Yeah, let me double check.
I've never seen them.
Let me check. I think they did make animes of them.
Oh, they absolutely did.
I didn't even hear.
I'm looking at one of them on the list.
They're right
it's
here.
Downfall.
Yeah, it's right here. 2008.
They're very retro.
They did.
But here's the thing.
And Aftermath.
I played Dead Space, the first one.
Okay.
Over and fucking over again because you had to get those rivets to fill in, like it was like a skill tree type thing to be able to upgrade all your weapons.
Yep.
And I was trying to get the platinum on it, and the only way to get all the rivets is to replay the game over and over because there's a very finite amount of rivets in the game, so you have to play back through multiple times to fill them out.
Happens on every game that has a skill tree.
There is one area. And I can't remember which level. It's towards the beginning of the game. You're literally the first 2 games, he didn't have a voice. There was no voice. It was just silence, and people talked around him, and you heard video clips and audio clips. But he's going down a hallway. The air pressure had gone out, so he's like half floating. There's no sound at all because it's depressurized. And I can tell you make a left. There's an open ventilation system. You make a right, there's nothing. You make a left again, and this fucking demon, parademon, whatever the fuck they're supposed to be in this game, does a jump scare right in your face as soon as you round the corner.
Sure.
Now I knew that motherfucker was there. To the count, I could count the number of steps it take to get to that motherfucker, and it scared me every fucking time I went around that corner. It still scared me, even though I knew it was coming. I loved that fucking game. Jeez. And then they made the movies, and they were good too. I didn't like that they added the voices. One of them, I want to say one of the movies, it didn't have voices, or it might have just been a short or something like that. Because if I remember the Dead Space movies, if there was multiples made, one of them was kind of like there was the Animatrix or whatever. There's like the Animatrix, where it was like multiple different little short stories. Some of those had no voices, some of them did have voices, and then they had actual movies where he talked and stuff in it. They're still cool because they're in the universe, but I like the no talking ones. Like it really drives in that fear and that scare and that horror aspect of it all. And actually being trapped in space, they always make jokes about it with aliens. In space, no one can hear you scream. Well, in space, you wouldn't hear anything. It's funny when they have explosions and laser blasts and stuff in outer space, because you would not hear any of that. There's no noise.
Not necessarily.
No
sound
noise.
No. That's not true. Because
in order for it to be a noise, it has to hit your eardrum and it has to vibrate your eardrum. If you are out in space listening to it, you are dead.
Sound travels extremely slowly in space, because molecules in space are extremely far apart from each other, as opposed to, say, somewhere here on Earth, for example. Sound does travel in space. It just travels extremely slowly.
Sound waves travel in space,
so
you can't hear them because your eardrum can't be exposed to them
slightly
without dying.
Okay, so there's a caveat. Hold on, there's a caveat to it. If you are also in space, yes, you cannot hear things. However, if those sound waves make it to, say,
a microphone,
a suit or something that can reverberate that sound, such as a spacecraft's metal exterior,
and stuff.
You
can
still
not hear the sound.
It can transfer the sound inward, but you can. You'll
be hearing the reverberation, not the actual sound itself.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. Like if you have a record,
not really.
You're saying that you can't hear a record.
You're not
technically
hearing the sound of the other submarine. You're hearing the reverberation of your sonar bouncing off of it. It's not the same thing.
I'm hearing a lot of bullshit, is what I'm hearing.
Okay,
all right. So
I'm hearing a lot of.
Let's wrap
Ricky
this up. At
so
least
we're gonna just say he's wrong.
Well, let's wrap this up, because our guest does have to go because it's very late for him.
I got to get going myself.
And then Mike has to.
Alan, we appreciate you, brother. This has been a blast, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think he's muted at the moment.
I think he got a beer too.
Give him a second. Either way, so guys, that was our top. You're here? Okay, now you're muted. There you go.
No, I'm muted. No.
Yes.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I was just doing some work. Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, you're good, buddy.
It's
man.
all
we
good.
appreciate you being here. It's been a blast. Usually we're a little more kind of like we have topics and stuff to talk about.
This was
like
pretty
one that just have
random.
fun with.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been cool. I've been getting a lot of the Star Wars Black Series and kind of San Diego Comic-Con things and kind of.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about toys at all, so it's fine.
At all. So we have more to talk about.
You want to talk toys? We should have talked about toys, because I've been getting feeds and messages about, can you get this? Can you get that? Da, 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 da,
Another day when you have more time, for sure.
And usually 90% of the time we record on Sundays. So if you're ever around and available, man.
Well, yeah, I'm usually on what we were on before, so it's just a matter of.
Well, now you know. Now you're capable of getting into the podcast recording studio, as it were. So if you have the availability, we can definitely have you on in the future.
Well, it's been great to be here.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
It's good to have someone with a proper accent.
Proper accent. I don't have an Irish accent. I don't think I have an Irish accent. I don't have a Dublin accent.
No, you don't. But I don't have a Texas accent either.
To us, you do. But
it brings not you, Alan, but these other two have an asshole accent.
It brings the extra air of class to this. Somewhat.
Look,
would never have an.
It's not.
I would never put me and class in the same sentence.
No, it's too late because of your accent. You do. So
except if it's I was late for class.
No.
There we go.
Getting robbed in a titty bar. Me with class, no.
There you go. All right, so Alan, it is.
I'm okay with that.
It is.
Here I've got. Every time I go to America, I have so many fucking good stories. So many good stories. It's such a cool place.
Well, hopefully next time you won't go to California and you can actually come to Texas. So then we can actually have a beer.
Well, I see this thing. I've got friends out in Texas. It's probably something that would talk.
Well, now you got one more.
Good, cool. But
Yes.
lads, I better head. It's 25 past 1.
Yes.
And
So
my
Yeah,
missus
man.
is
so
really evilized.
as we tend to do here at the end of a podcast, we just say, "Okay, bye."
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Take it easy, boys.
Boy.
All right.
Night.
All right, so I'm adding this on at the end of the current episode we just recorded with Alan. Mike is in a bit of a situation with his landlord. We talked about it last week, but Mike, if you want to give a quick update to that situation and then tell us what your current solution is.
Yeah, well, trying to talk some legalese, as it were, to the landlord, telling him, like essentially how against the law all of this is. He's choosing really not to listen to it. We've talked to the sheriff's office, and they're like, well, no, legally he can't kick you out whatsoever. However, say if you step out to get groceries or have to go out as a family and buy something, he can just, or his maintenance guy, I should say, which happens to be his older brother,
Yeah.
can just come along and put a lock on the house and lock up all your stuff, and then toss it away, if they choose to, if they want to. So right now it looks like we might have a place to be able to store all our stuff, and hopefully a place to stay in the meantime.
Yeah, because at this rate,
Um,
you've only got like a week.
Yeah, literally, they're saying we have to be out next week, Sunday at noon,
Yeah,
to
which
do
is
a
all a bunch of
which is
bullshit.
ridiculous.
So
However, a few days ago, I did find something online of a non-profit organization that's also done through the city of Calgary, where people can actually get into their homes for only 2,000 down. Plus, on top of that, you got to pay for the legal fees, which could be about, maybe $1,800 or something like that. Where they work with mortgage brokers. So yeah, 2,000 down. And if your credit history is good, and mine is pretty much almost there, you can get your own home, so you don't have to rent anymore, so you actually own the house.
it's kind of a way, almost like a first time house buyer situation, where they'll help you out with the initial part. You only got to put down a smaller percentage rather than like a 20% or what a lot of places argue for.
Yeah, I mean, because like even in Canada, I mean, the lowest is like 5%.
Yeah,
But if you're the only income in the household, even then, that's still hard.
That's a lot if you have no ability to put that together quickly.
Well, exactly.
Like in your situation right now. So
yeah,
you have a GoFundMe set up to try to help.
Yeah, so the faster I can get into something like this, I got a GoFundMe set up, because right now also I have to look at insuring my vehicle and making sure it's fixed up, because if I do manage to be able to get a place, my family and I, in Calgary, I can actually, believe it or not, get my old job back.
Yeah, because you'll be closer to work.
Yeah, because I'll be much closer to work rather than where I'm working right now, which is paying essentially peanuts.
Yeah.
Literally.
So that's a good thing.
So that's a good thing. But unfortunately, I can't get around the city if I don't have insurance. And if I get insurance, well, then that's like a $2,000 to $3,000 fine. Especially
which
if
is
I'm
a whole
not
new
registered.
hole. Yeah.
Which is exactly, which I don't want to be in.
Yep.
Plus there's a few things I got to fix up on it. So
at bare minimum, we'll have the GoFundMe link down below. I know it's a lot to be asking of people, but this is a really tough situation he's put into, whether or not it's the actual illegality of what the landlord is doing.
Yeah.
If that's not going to be upheld, at least by any magistrates or sheriffs to help protect Mike and his family from this situation, then at least, if nothing else, you could help out. And like, we don't like to ask for money if we can do it, but don't put yourself out too far. But if you can donate anything to help, you know, I might not be able to help this week, but I might be able to help sometime soon. You know, my own bills just came out, so it's like one of those things.
I know.
But,
I mean, I don't want to put anybody out. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're able to help, if you can, I'd appreciate it. Because this will be literally my very first home, and I'd be able to say get a pet for my daughter, which she's never had.
At the age of 50,
Yeah, exactly right.
never owned a home. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you guys have enjoyed your own home for however many decades, just understand what it means for somebody to be 50 and never have owned their home. And, you know, if you could help out to get this family safe and have a place where they're not going to just get booted out because some asshole decides he's just going to skirt the law, then by all means, please help.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it. So I will talk to you guys soon out in
Yes.
the ether.
Yes. Awesome.
And hopefully with better news.
Yes.
So,
or you could just move to the U.S.
Or you could just move to the U.S.
Because we'll just let anyone in. It doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you move to California, they give you free healthcare.
Ooh, yay.
But
like Canada.
But you have to live in California.
Yeah, I don't feel like stepping in shit, like say in San Francisco or anything.
That's
like
true.
That,
That's very true.
So.
And also, you're the wrong color to get free anything. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Apologies.
So I'll have to go to Texas or Florida.
Yeah, we don't do that shit here. So either way,
we don't do that shit here.
That's the end of that. Yep.
But you can still come to Florida.
You can come to Florida or Texas. We just won't give you anything for free. We'll ship you. We'll ship you back to your country.
I don't mind working for it.
There you
so,
go.
Give you a free trip back
that's
to Canada.
Weird. That's weird.
Yeah,
you actually
because I can actually work. So
okay. All right, guys.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.